It's mock draft season. Yes, we are in August, but it won't be long now until your NBA fantasy drafts come around. Join us as we deep dive into another mock draft to get a gauge as to where players are going and where we can find you value here at the Ball Logic podcast. Hello and welcome back to Ball Logic. I am the Horse, and joining me for this afternoon's mock draft is Flanders. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing wonderful, mate. Good to be here on another episode of Ball Logic, and another mock draft. It comes around quick every time we get here, but I'm keen for this, mate. Another time to run through this with you.
Yeah, 100%. So when we're talking mock drafts, there's several ways that you can go about structuring your team. So we've spoken about taking the best possible player right from the start, or whether you want to go along the lines of a potential punt category before you even kick off your draft and have the mindset of I'm going this way. For you today, is there a certain way that you're looking at drafting, or are you just going to take the best possible available and then make up your strategy from there?
Yeah, I think I'll probably have a look at a bit of a punt strategy after the first round and see where that ends up. If some guys slide down, like at the moment, I'm picking at the turn, so I'm picking at 12. So I'm going to see what I can sort of get at the turn, and if there's an option out there for somebody to punt, I might just jump on the punt a bit early. It might be a bit of punt turnover. If say Steph makes his way out to there or something like that, I might jump on a bit of that on the turnaround.
For sure. For me, I'll be picking from 5 today. So it'd be easy to pick your Jokic's and your SGAs and what have you, your Wemby's in the top 3. But I want to try and make it a little bit challenging right from the start. And that I like picking from the middle because you never know what players are coming to you. And I think it's important. And the guys like Braino and Matrix and Mally, they all preach this as well, in that you need to have several ways that you can structure your team and not just get pigeonholed into one way to drafting. Because if you're stuck thinking one way, you may end up with not a great team. But if you're able to pivot and work out which players are falling to you, which players you're selecting, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, then it's only going to help yourself out, isn't it?
Yeah. You've got to understand a lot of different spots as well of where you're going to be drafting and what's available at that point there. So I don't know if it's on your end, mate, but we've got the draft room open for me.
Perfect. Certainly do. We're heading in now, loading draft. So we've got 1 minute 15 until we start drafting. You can see here Wemby, Jokic, Doncic, SGA, and Anthony Davis are the top 5 according to ADPs. Or if we sort by ADPs, sorry, it's a little bit funky. It's got Giannis 4.6. He's gone up into the top 5. And earlier on in our preseason, you had him at 25. Are you starting to regret that a little bit?
Yeah, probably. It was a bit too far out on that, but I'm also not 4.7 on him at all either. I think I brought him into the 10, but he's not high in the 10. I think he's an 8 from memory on the board. If you jump into the Patreon, you guys can join and see all of our draft boards there and where we've all got him. But yeah, I've got him pretty late there. So if he slides to me sort of later in the first round, I'll take him. But he's definitely not someone I'm expecting to get in most of my drafts just because of where I value him. Just far too much punting to do that.
Oh, 100%. 100%. So as we come in, 20 seconds left, we do have Braino in our draft as well. We've got your mate, Danyon, a Central Victorian here in Australia. We've got Mally. He's in the chat. He's at, where's he picking from?
3.
3. And is there anyone else from the channel that we've got in amongst us today, or is that it?
I think that's it.
And that sounds great, but I think we'll go without sound today.
I think we will too. Yeah. We've had Jokic and Doncic go off there, and I think Mally would be pretty happy to get Wemby at 3.
Wow. Okay. So, yeah, there you go. That's a shocking. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to try something a little bit different, and I think this bloke's in for a hell of a season. I'm going to go Cade Cunningham at 5. I think
love that pick, mate.
At Detroit, just that bigger point guard. You got someone who's controlling the rock. Detroit are going to be better this year. Let's see what sort of a team we can build around Cade Cunningham going at 5.
Yep. Yeah, I think you're onto something there, mate. So we'll see where the guys go next. But I think Cade is just wonderful to build around, and he's going to do a lot. He'll give you assists. He'll give you a bit of defense as well there, and he'll give you plenty of points too. And I think Detroit are going to be one of those up and coming teams we'll see this year. I look forward to seeing what they can actually put out this year.
For sure. Disclaimer, will I be picking Cade from 5 once my full draft's coming around? That's yet to be seen. But again, it's mock draft season. You've got to be able to see what sort of a team that you can create. And here at Insight, we're all about education as well as picking the best team available. So we've got Edwards at 6. It's quite high. Davis at 7. Giannis dropping all the way down to 8. Jimmy Harden at 9. What do you think of Jimmy Harden or James Harden's prospects this year?
I don't reckon he's going to be as much as what everybody's thinking he was. He's aged a bit, and I just don't think they're going to have so much usage going through him as well here. Sure. Where do I want to go on the turn here? I reckon I'm going to double stack at the point guard position here. I'm going to take Tyrese Maxey, the first one, and I can't believe he's slid here again. At ADP, where is he sitting? 23, and I still think this is far too low for this guy. I'm taking Devin Booker. His usage is going to be absolutely through the roof this year, and I'm happy to take him on the turn.
Little disclaimer about Philadelphia as well. I like that you've got Tyrese Maxey there. They've got the equal highest back-to-back games in the NBA this year. So when you're talking about the likes of George and Embiid and how they're going to be resting players, I feel like he may pop off more than most. So I really rate that pick.
Yep. Yeah, he's going to be massive usage, especially with a lot of that back-to-back work. And George isn't built for that, and Embiid's going to – I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't play back-to-backs.
Yep.
At least this is one league of them.
So we've got yourself. You've taken Maxey and Booker. Cat went at 11. Trae Young went at 10 to Brano. He's paired Trae Young with Kevin Durant. I like the points that he's getting there. Chet Holmgren has gone at 16. Demeter Sabonis at 17. Now I got Aaron. For me, Jalen Brunson is still on the clock. Probably not looking to go there. Although I am quite high on a player that he's been rocks or diamonds in the past when we're talking fantasy basketball. And without Miles Turner and without a recognized center going back to Indiana, let's call it Pascal Siakam season.
Siakam season?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. You're big on that.
Yeah, I am. You're going to get points. You're going to get rebounds. He's good defensively as well, especially playing from the 5 spot. At the 4 spot, he spends a bit of time out in the wings, but if he's playing inside, plenty of opportunity for defensive stats and turnovers. I'm punting them with Cade anyway. So,
yep. No, I think that's a great choice for you there. So I can't argue that at all there. Scotty Barnes, then Evan Mobley. LaMelo drops down to 23. LeBron 24. De'Aaron Fox 25. Amen Thompson at 26. Do you think that's a bit high, or do you think that it's all stocks rising for Amen? Stocks are rising, but I'm a big Amen fan. But you're buying in that he's going to make another step again this year. I think from memory, last year it was the back end of the 3rd round, come end of the season up post All-Star from memory on my numbers. So you're probably buying into again an even bigger step again this season. That's a lot to buy into, but that's the moves that can pay off.
For sure. Another player that I'm quite high on: points, rebounds, assists, and good defensively as well. Jalen Williams from the OKC Thunder. So for me at the moment, Cunningham, Siakam, and Jalen Williams, the power forward, not the center variety from OKC. Who are you hoping drops to you here?
Who we still got here? I wouldn't mind hoping to see a bit of Jaylen Brown come down. Again, I'm just picking up a bunch of high usage guys. I'm probably thinking just for this mock, I think I'm going to try to pick up a late center, someone maybe like a Claxton or someone to slide a bit late. Wouldn't mind just sort of trialing that a bit earlier on, see how that works, and sort of prioritize that guard and wing spots, and fill out the other stuff later. Maybe go more of the punt blocks if I need to here.
For sure. We see Cooper Flagg's ADP at the moment. It's 23. That is way too high.
Yep. Yeah. Again, we're drafting in a redraft format here. We're not drafting Dynasty. If you're drafting Dynasty, I'd probably say you're about on it. But We're not drafting Dynasty, guys. We are drafting.
Dynasty's way higher than that. But Boston Celtics, Brano and I did an interesting episode on the Boston Celtics last week where we spoke about the likes of Jaylen Brown and Derek White, who are two superstars of that Celtics lineup. And there may be a time this year where they actually shut it down. Like they've traded out a lot of assets. They haven't got much back, and they're probably the two big ones for them.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's just going to be a lot of usage going on there. Yeah, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Peyton Pritchard's probably going to get a bit more usage. I hear the rumors of him starting over Simons, which is big news there. So, where do I want to go on the turn here? I was all signs to fade picking a center, but I've just got some lovely names that are just absolutely fallen to me here. That's going to be pretty hard to pass up. I'm going to be big on this guy actually having a good year and being able to piece it together. We're going to take Brandon Miller to fill out the wing spot.
Right.
Yeah. And I reckon I'm probably going to make the move and take... we're going to go Bam.
Back to back. Oh, no, you got a small forward and a center. Okay.
Yeah. I was trying to avoid the center, but I had the likes of Walker Kessler, Vooch, KP, all of those guys sitting there. It was going to be hard I was expecting a lot of those guys to probably make their way off the board. And probably have some limited options there and maybe some wings be available, but they aren't. So again, this is the joys of doing a mock draft. You take what is given to you. Sometimes you think some guys will slide and others will be picked. Right. You just you got to do this.
Yeah. So let's talk about the third round. Fox, Thompson, Jalen Johnson was taken at pick. What's that? 27. Jalen Brunson, Jalen Williams, Brown, White, Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr., Jamal Murray, Miles Turner. Then you took Miller and then Adebayo on the turn. Desmond Bain, round 4. I like that. I'm not sure what his production is going to be like at Orlando this year. Being surrounded with Banchero and Wagner and the likes. Kawhi Leonard, he'll be resting every second game. He's their round 4, pick 3. Cooper Flagg picked up by Jimmy's scary team. Round 4, pick 4. Tyler Herro also just gone. So I would have liked to have added him to the side as Dyson Daniels goes right after him.
Yeah.
We see here that we've got the likes of Josh Hart and Vucevic. I'm not really high on any of them. So I need a shooting guard. I've gone Cunningham, Siakam, Williams. Will Giddey drop? I'm not sure. Let's go Giddey. Let's pick the Australian Josh Giddey.
The contract talks. Contract talks that he's got at the moment, and I'm a big fan of seeing him come back on that qualifying to play for a big contract come next off season. If they bring him back on that qualifying, he's thinks he's worth 30 a year at the moment. They're talking 20 a year at the moment with him. If he comes back and he can prove to the rest of free agency that he is worth that money, I say that he can prove that, and that's what he'll be looking to do next year. So if he comes back in that qualifying, I think he moves up my board a good 3 to 5 spots at least. So
for sure. Yeah. So we see after Giddey's taken, Rudy Gobert taken, Kobe White, Walker Kessler taken with the second last pick in the second round, Paul George, Miles Bridges. I don't like Paul George there. He's crooker than anyone that you can ever believe. So good luck getting 60 games out of him this year. Jalen Green, how do you see him fitting in at Phoenix alongside Devin Booker?
Oh, he's a high usage guy on a Houston team that was stacked. He's only going to be a higher usage guy. Like who else are they going to lean on? They're going to be Book, and if they're not going to Book, the only other guy that's just happy to put up any shot because everything looks good to him is going to be Jalen Green. Yeah,
for sure. Hopefully, Franz Wagner falls to me here. Will fit my build really nicely if we can get him through here, which it appears as though he did not because he just went at that pick. So that hurts. So we look to move elsewhere, and we can Cunningham, Giddey, Siakam, Williams have got points, rebounds, assists, some good steals as well. Not really too many blocks, though, so we might be looking to fade blocks. Let's go Mikal Bridges there. I think less is more with Mikal Bridges this year. He was playing a lot of minutes last year. But when we're talking the New York Knicks, they've got Brunson. They've got Cat inside who are all playing 36, 37, 38 minutes a night. Mikal Bridges was almost on a treadmill most nights, just running up and back from the wing and then guarding the best player. So I think with the new coach in at New York, some more structure around minutes, not heavily loading Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns means more opportunity for Mikal Bridges. And we also know, well, for me, my number one thing is the best form of ability is availability. And he's played every game in God knows how many years.
Yeah, it was hundreds of games he's played. It's seasons on seasons. So again, you always like the fact if you have a bank on injuries, but you also it's also good to have trust that you know that you guys are going to be there week in, week out, especially when you're drafting them in these top rounds. If you're getting someone in, just before the 100 mark or just after that, yeah, you're okay with a bit of availability issues there. But, early guys, you want to make sure that you're starting 5, you want to have availability. It's why Embiid has only just now been taken round 5.
I want to ask you about him. Is that too late, too early, or how do you feel after you take your picks, of course, because you're now on the clock?
Yep. Yeah. Looking at the bit of what I've got here, I got a bit of Tyrese Maxey, who's going to be high usage here. I've got Devin Booker as well, and Brandon Miller as well. We're looking at some high usage guys, so I may be punting a bit of field goal percentage here. So while we're doing that, let's take a bit of Jordan Poole.
Okay.
He's going to be. I'm going to get a lot of points here, but I'm not getting a great deal of field goal percentage. So I'm just happy to jump out of that there. And who are we going to take here? A guy that you're big on and looking into some of the numbers on it. I'm going to take Jalen Duren. Doesn't fit the build necessarily, but I think that getting him down here is some wicked value.
I like him a lot.
Yep.
What was he per 30 minutes played last year? He was second in blocks second in rebounds and 5th for blocks.
Correct. Yeah. On games that he was playing on 30, if he used all these games that he played 30 plus minutes in as his average, he was the second highest rebounder and 5th in blocks. So I'm getting the blocks there. I'm probably lacking a bit of that. I got Bam, but the rest of the team's not really putting up a great deal there. If I'm punting field goal percentage, I can't punt 2 categories here. So punting a bit of field goal percentage and some high usage guys, and he just helps cover that out for me, round me out.
Yeah, Jarrett Allen is dropping a lot here for someone that was quite good. He was often ranked inside the top 35 in fantasy last year, -1 cat. So the fact that he's still on the board in round 6 is a bit surprising.
Yeah. He's ranked 52 -1.
So I think I do need a center, so it might be him. Some good field goal percentage too, with Jarrett Allen taking a lot of his shots in and around the rim. Jalen Suggs just went. Then Brook Lopez went before Ivica Zubac. Surprising. Very surprising. Yeah. Good pick there by Daniels. Darrington picking up Jimmy Butler, but we will grab Jarrett Allen there.
Yeah, you happily take Jarrett there.
So for those of you watching at home or if you're listening on audio, my top 6 picks at the moment are Cade Cunningham with Josh Giddey in the backcourt, Mikal Bridges, Pascal Siakam, Jarrett Allen, and Jalen Williams, the small forward, power forward variety from the OKC Thunder. How's your team looking so far, mate?
Yeah, so we've got Maxey, Poole, Brandon Miller. Power forward technically is empty at the moment, but we're running Bam and Jalen Duren, so we'll hope that one of those two can get some availability over there. If not, it'll probably be something I'm picking up a bit later, being I am sort of punt field goal. I'm happy to pick somebody up later. It's not a big position I'm looking to fill early. I'll happily get somebody in maybe, round 9 for that. But yeah, Devin Booker as well, technically coming out of the guard spot. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with everything here at the moment.
Yeah.
Where are you looking to go with the next pick here, mate?
I am really tossing up between Cam Johnson, or the two people that have changed clubs. So you've got Michael Porter Jr. and you've got Cam Johnson. And I think less is more with Cam Johnson at Denver. I think he's going to get more open looks. So where are you, Cameron, or did you just go? No, Zubac just went.
Zubac just went,
So I'll grab Cam Johnson there. I think, what are we? Round 7, pick 5. 78 he went at. I think that's really good value.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the guy I'm hoping will slide to me here is I'm hoping to get Did he just go, or did I just lose him off my eyes?
Who are you
Yeah, I'm
looking
hoping
for?
to get looking for Michael Porter Jr. here. I'm willing
He's still
to.
there. Still there.
He's still out. Again, looking at Brooklyn here. I'm hoping that he's a small forward, and again, looking for these guys that can get that power forward cover for me if I want it. And if that's the way everything looks at the moment, we've just got single positions for a lot of these guys.
Yep.
But yeah, I think between him, Miller, Durran, Bam, somebody's going to have power forward eligibility here, and I think he's going to fit my punt field goal percentage because he's going to be putting up a lot of shots over in Brooklyn because they are just going to be feeding in the ball, and there's never a shot he hasn't liked.
No, that's right. So when we're talking Boston Celtics, we touched on them before. We've had some information released that they're looking at starting Peyton Pritchard and having Anthony Simons come off the bench there. Does that change your perspective on where Pritchard and where Simons go off the board here?
Yeah, I'd probably be looking to move Pritchard up. I'm a big Pritchard fan, but I better get my picks out of the way here. So I'll take Michael Porter Jr. here. And I think if I'm looking at best available here, I'm probably going to take his mate here because we're gonna really punt field goal percentage here hard. We're going to take Cam Thomas.
Loves shooting the rock, doesn't he?
Oh, I have guys that have never seen a bad shot between Jordan Poole. We got Michael Porter Jr. We got Cam Thomas. There's not a bad shot around here. Just look at the team. They're all shooting them.
Unreal. Is it surprising? Is it surprising to you to still see DeMar DeRozan on the board? ADP 35, and we are in the 90s now, and he still hasn't gone.
Yeah, I think it is. He doesn't necessarily fit my build, but I am surprised to see DeMar still hanging out here. He'd be definitely on the list of the way I'd go. There's a few guys here. Anthony Simons, of course, there's a lot of conjecture around where he's going to go. Peyton Pritchard just went off now. But yeah, we're starting to get into some sort of unknown quantities. Yeah.
I'm going to pick at pick 92, DeAndre Ayton. I feel like in the 90s, and as the sole primary center that the Lakers have, he's good for points, he's good for rebounds, he's good for field goal percentage around the rim. Doesn't really do a lot more, but in the 90s, you can't complain for someone that has been ranked in the 40s previously.
Yeah, he has been, and you're buying with this guy upside, and you're probably hoping he can keep his body right as well. Again, he is the only option, so you've got to rely on that, and to get him this late's good value, but yeah, he's still an interesting pick. He struggled last year with his body. He was missing earlier on in the season. So, where are you at with your punting so far? Are you pretty happy with that?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm almost punting threes with the way I'm going, but I do have Cam Johnson and Cade Cunningham in my side. We're looking at another guard here. We see Malik Monk as DeMar DeRozan recently goes off the board. I really like Malik Monk. He's quite hot and cold, though. Someone that I do have a lot of hope for this year, hopefully he stays healthy, is Jaden Ivey. I think he's in for a big year. But even before that, I think Colin Sexton at Charlotte, we know the health issues that LaMelo Ball's had previously. And Colin Sexton's just a bull. He gets the job done. He scores, he rebounds, he hustles on defense. I think in a team like Charlotte, they're really going to enjoy him, and he's going to get a lot of minutes.
Yep. Yeah, I can get behind that there. And again, LaMelo Ball's health is a massive worry for when you take him. It's something you've got to consider. Is he's great and he's amazing, high usage, puts up a lot, gets a lot of assists, but again, he isn't healthy a lot of the time. You just have to factor this into your build. Where are we thinking again?
Is there anyone slipping for you, or is there anyone that you've had a look down your draft board and you're like, oh, there's value here?
Yeah, I'm having a bit of a look here. We're picking just after 100 now, so my pick's gonna be 108 and 109 because I'm at the end of the round turn. I'm thinking RJ Barrett is sliding a lot again. Toronto's not great, but pick 108 is high value on this guy here. And And like Bradley Beal, Neko Kongwu, I'm pretty centre heavy at the moment, so I don't really need that. But it is great value. The other guy that is sliding, and if I was willing to stash something, we got Kyrie Irving here. He's still sitting here, which could be an option to consider. I do need to fill out the power forward position at some point moving forward.
Okay.
I reckon I will take the RJ Barrett pick. He's got an ADP of 77. He's slid now down into 108.
For sure.
I think there's good value to be found there. And because a lot of guys have been off him because of he was getting paid far too much, but now he's on such a value contract. I do like the Bradley Beal pick, so I will take him.
I think he fits with the Clippers. I believe that he fits in with the Clippers quite well. He replaces Norman Powell. Yep,
for sure. He's gonna be, and a lot of people gave him a lot of crap for long time here because he was getting paid far too much. We all knew that, but he's now gone to an environment that he's probably going to come off the bench, but that's not a bad role for him. He can come off the bench, put up elite scoring while doing that. I am loving where he is here. So, I like what you're queuing up there, mate.
Yeah, I think without Tyrese Halliburton this year, we've seen what he's been able to produce in the past. Assists, points, steals, doesn't really rebound the ball too much, but Aaron Nemhard in the 116 there, I think that's real value this year.
Yeah, Andrew Nemhard, yes, you are bang on there, mate, not Aaron, but he's
Andrew, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be great. And again, Halliburton's out for the year. There's going to be a lot of availability there. He's got to be sneaking up draft boards here.
Oh, for sure.
We should probably do a...
Yeah, we're looking at our last 3 picks now after round 11, mate. And we've got, the likes of Jaden McDaniels. He really came on at the back end of last year for Minnesota. Ivy's still there. Captain Clay, Schrodinger's cat, Dennis Schroeder's still there. Chris Paul at 41. He's got to be on managed minutes this year, doesn't he?
He has to be, and his role's not going to be what it was. He's not going to be a starting point guard. You can't get behind him. I will happily let him slide out of my 168. There's no question about that at all there. The moment at this point, I'm going to be drafting some high upside guys. I'm pretty happy with what I've got for the rest of the team. I'm just going to be drafting some high upside guys who I think have got a bit of breakout potential. Again, my next pick's going to be 132, 133. Trying to find value at this point here. I'm trying to find that both on ADP for anybody that's sliding, but I'm also going to be finding it for breakout guys who I think that may be able to slide their way into the top 100, top 110.
For sure. So for me, there's question marks around Jonathan Kuminga and what's going to happen with him, whether he's going to stay at Golden State or whether he's going to be traded elsewhere. But at pick 125, with the upside that he brings, he does score the ball a lot, but doesn't really do too much else. I feel like with a fresh start, whenever it is that he is traded, I feel like he could really pop off.
Was I sharing my screen or something? Because I just hit Q on him just before you rolled around on this, and that was the high upside that I was looking for.
You snooze, you lose, mate.
The perks of picking late in the round. I do get 2 guys back to back on the turn, but I do get the ability to be sniped earlier on. So again, the joys of doing mock drafts, and again, we're going to be doing plenty of them coming through in the preseason here, guys. So feel free to jump in, listen in. We're doing 1 a week, so there's going to be plenty of insights here, and we're all drafting from different positions. I was 10 last week. I'm going to take 12, and I'll try and move earlier at the board next time. But right here, I'm on the clock. I've got basically nothing here going the way of power forwards. At the moment, I'm just going to try pick up some big upside guys here. Who is really screaming value to me at this point here? I think Derek Lively. He's probably going to come off the bench, but he's going to offer a lot for me here.
Started stretching the floor last year too. Started hitting threes towards the back end of the year.
Yeah, he did.
When he was healthy.
I think Gafford's going to be the better starting option for them, and they'll run AD at the 4. But I'm going to pick a stash option here. I'm taking Kyrie. He has slid down to pick 130. What did I get him? 34?
Yep.
Yeah, 134. 133. That is incredibly low for him. Yes, he's going to be out for the early part of the year, and his body may fail him later on. But this is a pick of a guy who is a top 30 upside guy.
Who's that? Kyrie.
Kyrie.
Yeah, he's a first round pick when he's going.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm getting this guy at 130. I'm willing to use that as a streaming spot as long as I've got an IR. I would take him at 130 every day of the week, twice on Sundays, guys.
Is he going to be playing?
Eventually.
Yeah. Because with that Achilles injury, it might not be till February. So you've got a very good for if you've got IR in your leagues.
Yep.
But yes. All right, we're almost into the last round here, and this is where we're looking for our value picks, because more often than not, these players are the ones that are being dropped and you're picking up people from the waiver wire. We see the likes of Valenciunas is still there. Andrew Wiggins is still there. Stefan Cussell is still there. That him and Harper may have a bit of competitiveness in that point guard, shooting guard role that they're going to be sharing there at the Spurs. Kelly Oubre, VHK Edgecombe, I really like. I'm probably looking for. Oh, could I take him? No.
I don't think
yeah. Let's go. Quentin Grimes looked pretty good last year. I'll take a flyer on him.
Yeah, Quentin Grimes, wonderful choice there, mate.
Yeah,
I'd love to tell you what more.
He was averaging 24, 25 points at back end of last year. And yes, I know George is going to be back. Yes, I know that Embiid's going to be back. But now that the NBA community has actually seen him play, he might actually get a decent crack at it.
Exactly. And the way that we mentioned earlier, it was a lot of back-to-backs they're going to get. So the likelihood of these guys having rests or just missing in general is very, very high.
And Mr. Irrelevant for you, your last pick is?
Well, I sort of wedged myself into the point here where I can only take a power forward here. So don't sell yourself into the trap here, guys. I am currently digging through the depths of crap. I don't have him on my board. I have him outside the 168, but I've the best option that's left here. I'm taking Obi Toppin.
Beautiful. So for Mick's monstrous team, which will no doubt not be my name once the season starts, it'll be Cade Cunningham, Pascal Siakam, Jalen Williams, Josh Giddey, Mikal Bridges, Jarrett Allen, Cameron Johnson, DeAndre Ayton, Colin Sexton, Andrew Nebard, Jonathan Kuminga, Jaden McDaniels, and Quentin Grimes. Your team?
Yeah, so we're running Tyrese Maxey, Devin Booker, we got Brandon Miller and Bam Adebayo. Then we got Mr. Loves a Shot, Jordan Poole, Jalen Duren for the massive upside there. Again, loving a shot too. Again, Michael Porter Jr., Cam Thomas is hanging out with those guys too. RJ Barrett, Bradley Beal, Derek Lively Jr., Derek Lively second, Kyrie Irving, and Obi Toppin.
We see there Mally picking from the three. Wembanyama, he paired with Evan Mobley. Nice little stack there for defensive stats especially. Jalen Johnson, from Atlanta at 3. Kobe White, Austin Reeves, Denny Avdia, Julius Randle, DeMar DeRozan, Alex Sarr, Khalil Ware, Scottie Pippen Jr., Keontae George, and Martis Bazelis. Really nice defensive unit that Mally's gone with there. And then we've got Braino's team being Trae Young, Kevin Durant, so plenty of scoring with Jamal Murray, Kawhi Leonard in the 4th round, Kristaps Porzingis at Atlanta. It's gone a little Atlanta stack with Trae and Porzingis. Markkanen in the 6th round. He was a 2nd to 3rd round pick last year. Nice value there if he plays. Norman Powell, Mark Williams, if he can stay healthy, that'll be nice at Phoenix. Brandon Pajemski, Donovan Klingen, Cole Anthony, who very well could start at Milwaukee, depending on how they plan on structuring. Bilal Coulibaly and Aaron Naismith from Indiana rounds out that. Flanders, that's going to do us for today. This is another mock draft in the books. We're going to be doing one every Sunday until NBA season comes around. So for those that want to speak or chat NBA with you, where can they find you?
You can follow me on X and follow me on Instagram at SC_Flanders. Come over, have a chat, and we'll be chatting all things NBA. Preseason's kicked off for us well and truly now. We're full speed into it, and we'll be here for every single week of your NBA season, guys. So follow the podcast, follow us, and we'll be here all season long.
It'll be all almost every day, mind you, not every week, every day. So whether it be NBA fantasy, whether it be, dare I say, NBA Supercoach, if it comes around, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, say no more, or any other fantasy format, you'll find it all here on the Ball Logic podcast. So for today, this has been Flanders. I'm Horse. Hopefully you're getting stuck into your mock drafts and getting the teams you want and getting an idea as to how you want to structure your season. And we'll catch you next Sunday when we fly into another mock draft. We'll catch you then.